Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. At this time, we will begin with the recitation of the Quran. Before we do that, I want to introduce our Qari this evening. He is teaching at IQA this year, but not completely new to our community. We have had him as a featured guest at our programs, our Quran night, and Hifz night last year online. So this Quran night we had in person, and last year's Hifz night. Alhamdulillah, the Sheikh that has joined our team, who has recited with us before, is a renowned Qari. He's master of the 10 Qiraat. He's a graduate of Azhar, and it is our pleasure to introduce him to you this evening and to have him begin our program.
Inshallah, I will be reciting from Riwayat Warsh an Nafi'. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين. وما أرسلنا من قبلك إلا رجالا يوحى إليهم من أهل القرى. أفلم يسيروا في الأرض فينظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبلهم ولدار الآخرة خير للذين اتقوا فلا تعقلون. حتى إذا استيأس الرسل وظنوا أنهم قد كذبوا جاءهم نصرنا فننجي من نشاء ولا يرد باسنا عن القوم المجرمين. لقد كان في قصصهم عبرة لأولي الألباب. ما كان حديثا يفترى ولكن تصديق الذي بين يديه تصديق الذي بين يديه وتفصيل كل شيء وهدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallahu khairan. At this time, I would like to call the IQA chairperson, our dear brother Jamal Garbia, to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Our honorable guests, parents, students, teachers and staff. I'm not going to take long, inshallah. I'm only here. Brother Matthew always surprises me and he tells me the last minute, Brother Jamal, we want to say a few words. So I'm not prepared. All I want to tell you is we're honored to have you here today in this blessed program. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless those who teach their kids and focus on teaching them the best, which is Quranic education along with other secular subjects. I want to remind you with the hadith that says, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. Indeed, all of you that are here, and that goes to your parents and grandparents because they raised you. You are among the best and the best of the communities because you chose this path to teach your young boys and girls the best. So, inshallah, I would like to take this opportunity to make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us, bless this program, bless this institution, bless this community, and bless our staff under the leadership of Brother Matthew Mo and all our staff. And forgive me for not mentioning every one of your name. May Allah bless all of you. Now, if you allow me also to introduce the management committee, we have a group of brothers and we had a sister also. May Allah bless her, Sister Huda. She left us and she moved out of town. We are 7 members, what we call the IQA Management Committee. And our job is to support our principal and the staff and support basically all of you. We're here to help you. We're working for you. So I just want you to know that. We're not here to hold positions. So keep that in your mind. We're 7 members. 2 of us are selected by the board of directors of this blessed masjid. I happen to be one of them. Brother Yamin Chowdhury, may Allah bless him and bless his family, is the 2nd member. We also have 3 more members from the community at large. Some of them are supporters. They have their heart in the program. They had their children before, so they serve on this committee. So that's 2 plus 3 is 5. We also have 2 more members from the PTO body. Now, if you allow me just to say a few words about the PTO. Many of you know what PTO is all about. We have 8 spots on the PTO committee. We encourage all of you to fill out application and join the PTO. Out of 8, and please make sure that you are committed and you have time to serve. May Allah bless all of you. So just keep that in your mind. I just want to remind you of that. And out of the 8 members, brothers and sisters, pick 2 members that will serve with us on the management committee. So we will always have a voice, for the parents in this management committee. Now, I just want to emphasize how important the body of the PTO. The PTO is the heart of the school, the heart of the program. And you all know the importance of the heart. And with that, I'll just leave you and I'll make dua for all of you. I know many of you have a choice to make, and you all chose this blessed program. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. And jazakum Allah khair. May Allah make it the best year ever for IQA. On behalf of our team at the management committee, we are committed to support you. Do everything we have to make this year the best year ever and the most successful one, with the help of our leader, Brother Matthew Mo, and all the teachers and every one of you. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, believe me, every one of you should feel good inside because you picked a blessed program. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you and bless all your children. And please stay safe. Jazakumullah khair. And sorry for my hoarse voice. So, Jazakallah khair, Brother Matthew.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Brother Jamal. I know that I can put you on the spot anytime. You will always bring some wise words. Alhamdulillah, thank you all for coming. It's always my honor to be here with this school, with this community, and this blessed program. Our intent this evening is to go over provide an overview for the school year. We'll try to be as brief and comprehensive at the same time as possible. You may have questions, that's fine. We'll try to take some questions today. If we run out of time, you can always contact myself or our staff, and we'll do our best to follow up with you right away and get you the answers that you're looking for. So this is our agenda. We're here to welcome you to the 2021 academic year, review our mission statement, introduce our staff, talk about our return from the pandemic, how we're responding to the latest and greatest updates on the COVID situation, and get a bit of an overview of our curriculum and program, look at some new programs we've introduced, and then review some procedures that will be important for the first day, which is Monday, inshallah. So very briefly but importantly, I believe what makes a school successful is that we are tuned in and focused and aligned to our mission statement. One of you who's new to our school this year sat with me before making a final decision to enroll and asked me an excellent question. He said, I see this statement developing the next generation of American Muslim scholars all over. It's on your letterhead, it's on the wall, it's here and there. But is it just on the wall, or is it really a part of what you do? Is it alive in the school? And so that is my aim this evening by reviewing this with you, to let you know that definitely our whole school revolves around fulfilling this mission. Every bit of the program is designed to make this happen one day, inshallah. I will use an example that might be helpful. Does it mean that 12th grade, they would graduate as scholars? The big shuyukh of Islam in 12th grade, mashallah, 18-year-old shuyukh? Not necessarily. But if our mission statement was to develop the next generation of American Muslim medical doctors, then we would have a program that has specialized courses to help the students be predisposed to that particular path after they graduate from our school. And so in the same vein, obviously those students wouldn't be medical doctors when they graduate, but they would be predisposed to furthering themselves on that path. And so in the same vein, that is what our program is designed to do towards American Muslim scholarship. They are not scholars yet, but they are predisposed to follow that path if they so choose. And they might choose that now, or they might choose that later, after they choose something else. That is fine. Life is a journey, as you all know. You didn't all end up where you thought you would be when you were 18 years old. So we want to give our students the tools that they will keep with them no matter what they choose after they graduate from our school, to be able to go forward and serve their communities in a unique way. So our mission, our full mission statement, as you can see on the board above me here, is to develop the next generation of American Muslim scholars who possess an upright and noble character. So character, upright and noble, is right up front here. How do we do that? We do that through integrated training in both religious and contemporary sciences, as Brother Jamal mentioned. Our students are capable then, through this training, of meeting modern challenges. And we know we have many modern challenges, and we have a diverse society. And how they do that is through their capacity to guide, serve, and lead in our communities. At this time, I'd like to introduce our staff, and just so I didn't forget anyone, I have the list here. Most of our staff are present this evening, so I'd like you to stand up when your name's called so we can see you. In our administration, I'll begin with that. Of course, I didn't introduce myself, but I think Brother Jamal did that mutually. We did that, right? So I am the principal, Matthew Mose. It is always my honor and pleasure to be in the leadership role in this school, and I mean that with all the sincerity in the world. We also have in our administrative team, I will begin with with our assistant principal, Sister Tagreed Al-Jafra. She is one of our founding teachers. She is also still the secondary math department. She's standing here in case you're looking for her. And through in all the years since 2002 when we opened, we had different principals. We had principals come and go and even come back, like myself. But Sister Tagreed has been here through all of those people, and alhamdulillah, I'm happy and honored to have her as the assistant principal to help us fulfill our mission. We also have in our administrative team Sister Saulat Kazmi. If she's here, or the last I saw her, she was helping a parent in the library. She is our librarian, but also our school management system administrator. And she will help you if you need any help getting into Sycamore and accessing your child's grades. We also have Sister Fauzia Alawi. She has been our housekeeper at IQA for many years. She helps keep our school clean. She helps keep it sanitized. Alhamdulillah, she is an important part of our team. Sister Fatuma is our accountant. She will find you if there is an issue with your tuition payments, and you can find her if there's an issue as well. She's always happy and ready to address anything that might come up. We have also a new member of our team, Sister Sarah Noor. She is a central office administrator upstairs, and at her side is Sister Nazia Riaz. Both of those they might still be up there taking care of people right now. I don't know if they made it down. So then we also have a very critical member of our team, which I'm proud to say we have this position in our school, Brother Bilal Omar. He is our development coordinator. He makes sure that as a nonprofit school, we are always looking for resources and seeking ways to expand our capacity, developing donor relations, and helping us with our campaigns to reach all of you who are new to our school this year through our enrollment campaign. We also have on call Sister Javeria Sharif, who has been serving at our school the last several years in the IT support role. And last but not least, I have Sister Fatima Siddiqui, who is, I won't call you up yet, but I'm going to call her up momentarily. She is the director of our Young Muslim preschool, as well as our other auxiliary programs. I'll ask her to speak in a moment to share with you those new programs, alhamdulillah. So hopefully I didn't forget anyone in the admin because I was jumping around on that particular list. Now I'm going to go in order, so I definitely don't forget anyone. Our kindergarten teacher is Sister Miriam Gilmy. Where's Sister Miriam? She's waving at the back door. Alhamdulillah. First grade is Sister Sabiha Pir. Second grade is a new addition to our team this year, Sister Khadija Al-Bashiti. Sister Khadija waving at the door. Sister Khadija actually joined our team today. So not even our management committee scratching their head right now, like, who's that? Like, So I'm going to tell you guys about her later, don't worry. But she's here to see all of you tonight, alhamdulillah. Sister Kausar Zia, 3rd grade. Sister Kausar also teaches our 6th grade science class and has assisted us in the summer camp with our STEM program. And then 4th and 5th grade English and social studies, Sister Saba Farouk. Sister Saba also brings her passion for arts to our students through extracurricular arts and integrated arts and art therapy for our teachers. And then Sister Sabia Yusuf, she's 4th and 5th grade math and 6th grade math. And Sister Marianne Shalaby, she is our upper grade English teacher, and she has also been doubling as our assisting with Sister Tagreed with academic counseling for our high school program. Sister Manal Cortes is our social studies and 7th grade math teacher, alhamdulillah, and this year she may also be teaching some Arabic, so happy to have her diverse talent. Sister Sarah Hamuri, upper grade science, also one of the founding teachers of IQA and one of the main champions of our STEM program here. Now, I will go to Sister Samira Al-Alami. She can be with us this evening, but she is in our Arabic department, also one of the founding teachers of our program. Sister Zuleika Hizum is the Early Childhood Arabic and Quran program teacher. Sister Suad Zahir, this is the elementary Arabic teacher, also been with us for many years. Also a newcomer, or a returning staff member, I should say, Sheikh Omar Hernandez will be joining our team this year in Islamic studies and Arabic. Sheikh Ahmed Abu Saif, the Imam of Mesquite, is also an auxiliary teacher for our Alam Studies program. One additional or new addition to our team this year that I'm really excited to introduce to you, every time I introduce him, he gets more embarrassed, but is our 2014 graduate, Brother Ziad Asdi. Brother Ziad, are you here? Yeah, there he is. Alhamdulillah, it's really exciting to me to see a student that we have had go through our program at IQA and come back after finishing his bachelor's and 2 master's degree. He's in the process actually of finishing his 2nd master's, and also in process of his seminary studies to join us in our religious studies department, alhamdulillah. Also, we have Imam Nadim Bashir, who is also an auxiliary teacher for our Alam Studies program in the 12th grade, the Imam of the Epic Masjid. Of course, every student in the school gets to experience our wonderful coach, Coach Saeed Ar-Rahman. There he is. And then in our Quran department, a man of many talents, the Imam of Carrollton, but also a longtime IQA teacher in Quran and Arabic and Alam Studies, Sheikh Sayyid Ahmed Abdullahi. Also a longtime teacher of IQA and the lead in our Hifz Mastery program, Sister Asma Aishat. Earlier, I introduced to you our new Sheikh in Qira and Hifz, Sheikh Yasser Al-Qadi. Please go everywhere and tell them that Yasser Qadi works at our school. We're going to benefit from that, inshallah. Continuing, we have another auxiliary teacher for our Ijaza program in Quran, which is Sheikh Saad Hassanin. Another, not new addition to our team, but a long-time supporting teacher, substitute, long-term sub, and inshallah joining our team this year, Sister Samar Nafa. Also in Hifz and Qira, Sister Inas Ibrahim. The next teacher been with our school for many years and is responsible for several of our newest hufaz during pandemic year. She is the one who coached those students to complete the Quran. That is Sister Majida Jangda. Also, the lead of our Qira department, Sheikh Abdullah Khan, is here. Also in our Quran department, Sister Samira Rasidigish. Also, Sister Sahar Mahasan. And I know I missed one, another founding teacher in our school, and began in our Arabic team and then later earned several ijazas and has been instrumental in the success of our Hifz team, Sister Samia Ayashi. And then with our one of our latest additions to our program in our Young Muslim Pre-K program, we have Sister Susanna Rahman and also Sister Zarguna Shariar. And apologies from me if I have mispronounced any of those names. I do my best. But some of them I might not have gotten. I hope I didn't forget anyone. Is there anybody who I forgot and wants to call me out for it right now? Hey, you forgot me. I think I got everybody. See, even with the list, I might have missed somebody. Okay, so do we still have all right, we still do. All right, so our theme for this year is to renew and reinvent. And we thought of this theme because we know that last year was the most unusual school year we have had, being online and going through a pandemic, and then opening also, in addition to being online, in-person instruction for those who chose to do that, and managing to juggle all of that with a successful outcome, going forward still with academic success and students continuing to complete their hifz. So, alhamdulillah, this year, as we look forward to returning to in-person instruction, I know that coronavirus latest variant, Delta, is out there looming, but we are still excited to be returning to in-person instruction this year, and I'll touch base on that in a moment. But as we invite our students back into our presence this year in our school building, it is our aim to renew our intention, to renew our commitment, and to reinvent ourselves as a top-notch school for developing American Muslim scholars in the United States. So we look forward to all of you new families who have joined us for this journey, and of course all the returning families who continue with us on this journey. So we'll just jump right into it. As we are looking forward to our return to in-person instruction and the Delta variant is out there looming, we are trying to stay abreast of the latest developments and be responsive to that. So even what I share with you tonight can change depending on how things occur outside. So we stay up on that, and we will do our best to communicate that to you through all the different means of communication we have, and make sure that you stay patient with us, and we will also work with you to make everything smooth and easy, and keep our teachers and our children, first and foremost, safe as we continue their growth and development journey at IQA. First of all, we're mentioning, and a lot of these points I pulled from an advisory group that I am taking input from, which is a school nurses group in DFW. And so this first point comes from them, and it affirms what we also feel, that students benefit most from in-person learning, and safely returning to in-person instruction in the fall of 2021 is a priority. So in order to do that, especially right now with the latest news out there, we are reenacting and continuing our general precautions from the last school year. Some of those include universal mask mandate. IENT has maintained this policy. So we will maintain this policy under their leadership. I know many public schools are struggling with this right now. They have to follow the laws of their local government and their state government, and as a private school, and also working within a facility that has its own priority to govern its own institutional grounds, we are following the mask mandate. So that's universal for teachers and students and visitors to our school. We will also maintain the 3 feet of social distancing that's required for students and 6 feet for staff wherever possible. And as the advisory group mentioned, they acknowledge that that's not always possible everywhere, depending on the size of the school and the spaces that we move in. So we utilize a layered approach to addressing that. So we might not always be able to maintain that distance, but we maintain other precautions on top of each other at the same time simultaneously, so that we can ensure that students are safe, even if the distance is compromised at times. So that includes things like screening, testing. So we do have staff members who we're part of a program that trains our certain staff members that we select to administer a rapid COVID test. If we see students exhibiting symptoms, we can give them a rapid COVID test. You can opt out of that by agreeing to just pick your child up anytime there's symptoms. But if you want us to believe that it's just allergies, you've got to let us administer the rapid test. And then if the rapid test comes positive, we would expect you to come and immediately pick up your child. Otherwise, if it's negative, we would allow them to return to class. We also are working on making sure that our classrooms have good ventilation. Alhamdulillah, Islamic Relief donated some very simple air filtration devices to us that we're utilizing to help with that. Teaching our students at home and in school good hand washing and sanitizing techniques, good respiratory etiquette, like making sure that when they need to sneeze, they don't remove the mask. We notice they do that sometimes. They don't want to get the mask messy, so they remove it and sneeze all over. So we need to make sure we teach them, what the right thing. Maybe they have to sneeze in it and get a new mask after that, whatever the case is. But we want to teach them the right way, sneezing in the elbow, if they have to do that, or whatever, it will help to prevent that spray that would make the virus airborne. Also, if your child is sick or you suspect that they're sick, it's better to be on the safe side and keep them at home. Make sure that they're healthy before they return back to school. The same will apply to our staff, and also working with the local health department to do contact tracing in combination with appropriate quarantine and isolation where appropriate, and maintaining our cleaning and disinfecting routine so that the school stays safe. I think I covered the staying at home if we needed to, or getting validation from healthcare provider for testing where it's necessary. We also want to make sure that and again, this point is coming from the nurses group. Vaccination is the leading public health prevention strategy that's being recommended out there to end the pandemic. Promoting vaccination can help us safely return to in-person learning, as well as extracurricular activities and sports. So therefore, those who are over the age of 12 and adults, all adults and children over the age of 12 or 12 and over are eligible for a vaccine, should get the vaccine. That's their best, that's our best prevention strategy. Even if those people who get the vaccine can still catch the virus, their symptoms are much lighter and their chances of death are also much lighter. When I say much, we're saying in the 90th percent. But we do acknowledge that many of our students are under the age of 12. They're not eligible for vaccination at this time. Therefore, we have all of the layered prevention strategies in place that I mentioned previously to make sure that we're protecting them when they're here. We are also willing to open a limited online option for students under the age of 12 during the first quarter. That would be for pre-K to 6th grade, maybe some 7th graders, because we have a few 7th graders. We researched our list that are still not 12 years old yet. And again, it's limited to the first quarter, as we have seen in all the local ISDs providing a similar option. Actually, I feel our option goes a little bit beyond what they're providing, because the amount of assistance they seem to be offering is somewhat minimal. And what we will do is actually merge our our students, if you choose this option, again, this is an option. If you choose this option, we will add them to the IQA online pool, which we already have open, and that would be a way for them to maintain instruction during that time. And then again, as we monitor it, hopefully as vaccinations go up, we've already seen that happening, and perhaps they expand with the appropriate approval to lower age groups, we would be able to withdraw that option in the second quarter. We prefer that more. We don't want people to take that option as a mere convenience. This is a COVID spread prevention strategy. It's not for convenience. It is for the sake of preventing the spread of COVID. And that is because of our commitment to in-person learning being better for most of our students, as we witnessed during the time we taught them online. There even may be some students that we will have to basically talk to you as an intervention strategy if they are probational students, meaning that they already did not fare well during the fourth quarter of the last school year because they were online, that we would need them to come in person in order to make sure that they're progressing academically. So this is all brand new. It has been taking a lot of our attention away from even being as prepared as we would have liked to tonight, but it's our priority. Our health is the number one thing. So work with us on it. We'll provide updates again as quickly as we can make them available. Going forward then, we will continue monitoring the latest news, community transmission, vaccination coverage, and so forth to adjust this as needed. If you have questions about any of that, please note them down and remind me at the end in the Q&A, or email those to me or my office staff, and they'll get it to me, inshallah. So our curriculum and program overview, many of you may be familiar with this, or maybe you just thought you researched this thoroughly before you joined IQA, or you're a returning student so you already know, a returning family, or you're just one of those parents, which we occasionally have, that just liked the school. You didn't really know what the program was. You just thought, hey, I like this school. It's in the masjid. It has a nice feel to it. This is where I'd like to have my family enroll. So this is our program. We're fully accredited from KG to 12th grade. We have that program in parallel with our religious studies program. We don't have a separate track for any of that. This program that I'm going to share with you is integrated for all students throughout. We're not large enough to be able to offer multiple tracks, but we do provide differentiated instruction within our classrooms to help students who are on different levels within the grade level. So within our fully accredited program, we have the core subjects: English, math, science, social studies, physical education, and then when we want all our students to be college ready. We like to prove that by having them enroll in the dual credit program in 11th and 12th grade. So every student is prepared for college readiness by the time they finish 10th grade so that they can enter the dual credit classes in 11th and 12th grade. We don't offer non-dual credit option for completing graduation requirements. Every student has to be college ready. So in that sense, it's an accelerated program. We expect our students to be advanced in all their subjects. We're not making any compromises. We don't expect you to compromise your child's education so that you can have HIFs. We expect that we can do both. So on the other side, you can see we have our Arabic, which is beginning in kindergarten through 12th. It actually begins in pre-K, but I'll come to that in a moment. Then we have HIFs, which begins in kindergarten, Qira, Islamic studies, pre-alim studies, where our local shuyukh come in the high school level and work with our students to complete the pre-alim program, and then application of what they have learned in the community service role. I like to put it this way. We have a standard for memorization that if your child follows it, and again, it can be adjusted for individual learning. So if they are slower memorizers, that's okay. They won't be fouled out of the school for that, as long as they're doing their best and trying their best and doing everything they can. At the same time, they can go even faster. But if they just follow our moderate standard that's budgeted out from year to year at an appropriate, age-appropriate level, they can become hafiz by 7th grade. In the middle of 7th grade, they will complete the Quran. following that standard program. And then everyone is wondering, okay, and in addition to that, they're not just memorizing for the sake of doing it, but we have our HIFZ Mastery program for making sure that the review is strong. When they leave our school, that they have a strong review and a strong habit of review that continues with them through 8th grade, 9th grade, all the way through 12th grade. And they review the Quran several times, integrating their tajweed with their memorization and ensuring that their hifz is very strong. Then people will say, well, okay, all that emphasis on memorization, what about understanding and applying? So that is why throughout the program we have them learning Arabic and Islamic studies at an elementary level, so that eventually when they get to the high school level, they can start applying what they have learned in Arabic to the Quran. And they can apply that through the lens of the Islamic sciences of Aqidah, Fiqh, Hadith, Tafsir, Sirah, and Tazkiyah, so that they are actually able to understand the meaning of the Quran with the guidance of our local shuyukh, applying the Arabic language, so they have that memorization piece and they have these other pieces. And we'd like them to see the connection between the other things that they have studied and the Quranic sciences as well. That's truly why we are the INT Quranic Academy, because everything connects to the Quran. And the community service, obviously, are ways that we look for our students to be able to apply that in action in their real life, giving back to the community. A good example of that is how several of our students were volunteering throughout the summer in our new summer camp to be instructors in the summer camp, working with the community children that joined that program. Okay. We added several new programs over the past school year. Yeah, we had a pandemic, so instead of doing less, we did more. We went 100% online without any advance notice. And then we decided that, well, while we're doing that, why not open this up as a permanent option to expand beyond our local borders to allow non-local students to enroll in IQA. So we've maintained that this year as the IQA online program for non-local students. We also adopted programs that were formerly under the supervision of IANT to reopen them with our experience and our technology from operating throughout the year during COVID, and also bringing back our director of those programs from INT to benefit from her experience as well. At this time, I'd like her to come and break up the monotony of hearing my voice chanting over and over again. Let her tell you a little bit about the auxiliary programs. Sister Fatima Siddiqui.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. MashaAllah, seeing you, everybody here, MashaAllah, it's a great evening. And we all, staff, admin, everybody's eager to see and serve your children, MashaAllah. And inshallah, hopefully, this year will be a smooth sail for everybody. Alhamdulillah, we had introduced all, like Brother Mo said, we had introduced many other auxiliary programs. So, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, our summer camp was a great success. Alhamdulillah. And great thanks to our staff with all the support they had given me, and Brother Mo's guiding us in every way. And alhamdulillah, it was a very good and very successful. So, going forward, we have already, alhamdulillah, started the program. It's called After School Hifz Program. So now, in the beginning, we were doing in the morning because the schools were closed. So alhamdulillah, we were doing from 9:30 to 11 for 2 hours. So we had to describe more about that program. We introduced that program for the sake of the community and the children who wanted to do hifz and who are doing hifz. So I divided that program into 3 levels: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So if a child comes and they don't know how to read even Qaida, so we start from there. So when the child comes, we test them and we place them according to their levels. So same thing with the intermediate. Intermediate, they know a little bit how to read Quran, but we want to make sure that the tajweed rules and everything is applied. And in advance, where the student has already memorized many juz and is in the process of doing the hifz. So we help them by helping with their new lesson, old review, new review, and so forth. So inshallah, going from Monday, our hifz program will be from 4 to 6, that is after school. So as soon as the IQA is done, all the kids in that program enrolled will be going upstairs where the teachers will be awaiting for them and they will be going to those programs. And now this Sunday, Alhamdulillah, on 15th, we are starting our weekend school, also known as Sunday school. Alhamdulillah, I have registrations already gone out. Hopefully you all have registered. And if not, we have a PTO table outside where we have the forms to fill out, or you can go to the IQA website. You can also log in and you can fill out the forms. Or you will get help upstairs with Sister Naziyat and Sister Sarah. They can help you out. So it will be starting this weekend, and the timings are from 9:30 until 2. So after Dhuhr, we dismiss off. And Alhamdulillah, again, that program contains a variety of curriculum. We focus on Quran, Ahadith, and mashallah, the etiquettes of Islam. We teach them from the basic. So it's a very good program, inshallah, you will love it. And we are trying to introduce after-school clubs. So after-school clubs will be like homework club, sports club, and variety of clubs. But it all depends upon what is your interest. So again, please, I would like you to go and fill out the survey form so that we can start that program as soon as possible. And that also will be after school, after the IQ is done. And we have after school care. I mean, they won't be doing anything, but some parents requested us to open that program so that they can pick up their kids after the school, because most of them are working parents and they want their child to be in our care. So we also introduced that program. Again, it depends upon how many registrations we get. We will open that program as soon as possible, inshallah. If you have any further questions, please, I'm available. And there are iPads outside. Please go ahead and do your survey so that we can start those programs ASAP. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
So thank you for the survivors who are here still with us. Alhamdulillah, we're live streaming, so those who have left already or didn't attend tonight can hopefully see the important information we're sharing online. So this is the last portion, which is to briefly go over some of the procedures. I will just touch on them very briefly without detail, because I'm seeing a lot of the faces that are still here are actually teachers and IQAMC members. So there's few parents who will be our ambassadors today for the others already, and also refer them to the recording that will be on our Facebook page, inshallah. So the school hours are from 7:40 to 3:35, but the drop-off begins at 7:30. The students should be dropped off between 7:30 and 7:40. We actually will have them dropped off right here at this door in that corner, which means that you will be, the cars will begin here and then line up going along this side and then along this side, and then hopefully being able to drop off quickly before anything backs up into the street. We want to avoid any traffic blockage or anything like that. So that's how, when you come in the morning, we'll have the door open for you at 7:30 so we can take the children safely inside under our supervision and bring them into the gym here, where we will start our school day at 7:40 with our assembly. Please do not drop them at the front door. Please don't drop them off before 7:30, where they will not be supervised. and left, unattended in the masjid. It's against INT policy for children to be left in the masjid unattended. So follow this policy carefully. Bring them after the arrival time begins, set between 7:30 and 7:40, and drop them at the appropriate door. Dismissal will be also at the same door. At the end of the day, the same car line will be formed at that point, wrapping around the building. Sometimes we're able to make a double line when we get up here. We'll guide you on that if that's what we decide to do, to make sure that traffic doesn't back up too far. Dismissal takes a little bit longer because it's not as easy to just as you drop kids off and they just go in. At dismissal, you pull up, some friendly member of our staff will ask you for your child's name, and they'll call the name on the microphone, and the child will come out expeditiously, right? Not always, though. Sometimes it takes your child a while to break away from their friends and get there. We're pushing them, encouraging them to get there quickly so they can load safely into your car and move on. So be patient with that process. It's usually over within 20 minutes. So it doesn't take long when you look at it, but it might feel like a long time when you're sitting there. So just please be patient with it and go along go with the flow, and make sure that all kids are able, that will help us make sure all students are able to safely enter the vehicles and that there isn't any kind of traffic injury or anything like that, or accident. All right, lunchtime, we do not provide lunches on site. Occasionally we do offer some pizza sale or something that will be announced ahead of time. But typically, you should not expect any hot lunch available at the school. You need to send the lunch with your child. We also typically don't provide microwaves for all of our students. We have over 200 students coming expected this year. Would not be able to microwave all those meals. So you need to send them a lunch that's fitting to be eaten without being microwaved, that they nutritious. Also, don't just send them a bunch of Snickers. Satisfies, but it's not enough to make the whole lunch, right? So send them something well-rounded, nutritious. They're able to eat it without heating it up first. Also, the kids, they like to have a little playtime after they eat, so they don't want to wait for their food to be heated. So send that. Also, school uniform information has been communicated separately. I'm going to duck now, so if anybody tosses anything my way, it will miss me. But stay patient with us with that process. Part of renewing and reinventing was to get a brand new uniform initiated that we look forward to having. We think it's going to look really nice, and it's going to be a big improvement for our students, bring some rejuvenation here. But be patient with that process. Review the handouts we have sent on that carefully and follow all the instructions, inshallah. Behavior expectations, obviously we know it's private school. We expect every student to be well behaved and fitting to the environment of the masjid and to studying the Quran. We also understand that kids are kids and they will make mistakes. We help them, guide them through those mistakes to learn from them. But if a student is really continuing to exhibit out of control behaviors, we may have to have a serious talk about continuing in our environment. But alhamdulillah, this really hasn't been an issue for us over the past several years, and we don't expect it to be an issue going forward. But just let it be known, we do have a behavior standard at IQA, and if a student is having too many violations of that, then we will be having a series of discussions with you to talk about how to remediate that. Academic expectations are also in place, where we do expect every student to maintain passing grades in all subjects. If a student falls below passing in a given quarter, we expect them to come above passing in the subsequent quarter. We will pull out all the stops on our side to help them do that. We help them as much as we can, but we do, if a student is continuing to fail, then it wouldn't make sense for them to continue in a school that obviously isn't able to help them meet their goals. So we do expect students to maintain that. We expect parents at home to help them with that. All their child's grades are accessible 24/7 on Sycamore. We do our best to update that once a week. We also now have fully integrated use of Google Classroom, where you can see assignments posted. And so as we go forward, we can provide more information to help you if you need help accessing that, the Google Classroom or the Sycamore gradebook. But then every quarter, the report card is finalized and posted there, where you can download as a PDF. All right, tuition and fees should be paid every month on time, and the easiest way to do that is to follow our policy of getting the automatic withdrawal form filled out so that we can just manage it together. We have so far not opted for a third-party tuition management company. We might resort to that if it becomes too much of a difficulty chasing down people for tuition. It's just not what we're equipped to do. We want to focus on educating your children. So if you've got the automatic withdrawal filled out and set up for us, then it's really simple for us to follow up on that and make sure your accounts are all up to date. If your account gets behind for some reason, we understand things happen. Communicate with us so that we know what the issue is. We'll work on a plan with you. We still expect that issue to be resolved by the end of the school year, but we are very amenable to working through any temporary issue that you might be facing that might come in the way of you being able to pay your child's tuition. But if you don't communicate with us and you duck our phone calls and don't let us know what's happening, that would be a problem. So just please be forthright, let us know what the deal is, and we'll do our best to help you through that, inshallah. Obviously, parent involvement is really important. We had a lot more when we started, so I'll be the last guy talking. You know, I'll close my eyes and open up, no one will be here. But alhamdulillah, thank you to those of you who stayed. We have our PTO, which is the organization we expect all the parents to join. There is a sign-up table here in the gym or outside. And so make sure that your name is registered there and you signed up, as Brother Jamal mentioned at the beginning. Also, parents are very much part of our governance committee, as Brother Jamal mentioned. We have, I think he mentioned all their names before, but we have Brother Jamal Garbiya is the chair, and also BOD representative. Brother Yamin Chowdhury is also BOD representative there and a parent at our school. Brother Mushtaq Ahmed is a former parent of IQA and a longtime member, community member. Dr. Saqib Malik is also a parent of IQA and PTO member and IQMC member. Dr. Faisal Jangiri is a parent of our school and community member. Brother Ahmed Koto is a parent and community member. And then Sister Huda Bhatti, as he mentioned, was a member. So we do have one community seat open. If you feel that you're fit for that seat, you can email the IQAMC and share your resume with them and why you think that you could adequately fill that vacancy, inshallah. Last thing I want to say is communication is key going forward. We always want to maintain a good open communication between the school and yourselves. I hope you find me accessible and easy to get a hold of. I can't promise I can meet with you on the drop of a dime if you just walk up and expect me to be available. I think you expect me to be busy, making sure the school is running properly and keeping myself well tuned as well. So if I'm not available to meet with you, please be understanding. I'll be happy to schedule an appointment with you at a later time to make that happen. Otherwise, emails are probably the best way to send me your questions or even just suggestions, input. I also have a suggestion box if you want to send me something old school, like anonymous, can't be traced anywhere. You just, sneak by and put it. Actually, we have cameras, so I might be able to look up on the camera and see who did that, but I don't do that. So anyway, you can always feel welcome to share your input with us. Also, your child's teacher, and this is really the point of this being there. First, before you come to me, if it involves something to do with your child's progress in the class, talk to the teacher first. The teachers are not the enemy. They're, on the contrary, they're your partners. So any misunderstanding can usually be cleared up right away by opening that line of communication with your child's teacher. Your child's teacher may also reach out to you. Hopefully they start off telling you something positive and then let you know what they need your help with. Take it in that spirit. They're just looking for your cooperation to provide maybe some additional support from your side at home.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so I could go on and on.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Individually and talk to me after we finish.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Could you?
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد
اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا
أن محمد رسول الله.
للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا
حي على الصلاة.
أرحم الراحمين آمين.
حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح.